Ah, why hello there. You've caught me in the middle of whatever this is. And if you'd like to join me on whatever this is, which is refactoring and tidying stuff up, all you need for that is your tea. This is my matcha latte of the day, my oat milk matcha latte. And have your sip of the day. Delicious. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Those function definitions we can get rid of if we just move this up. Bang, bang, there we go. And then those are all the input things. So yeah, last time we were working on, we cleaned up some of like the Win32 messaging stuff. I continued that last night, and I think I got all of that kind of in a nice spot. Oh, check this out. Full screen and back. Full screen and back. And we preserved the window style correctly. Everything's working nice. Took like 3 lines of code to change that. It's just really, it's just one of those things where it's just really annoying in the moment to deal with that crap, and then it just works. All right, we're not using that yet. That one's gonna be a bear. So is that one. So this font one. So I think the ones we want to clean up next is, unfortunately, we're at the annoying ones. So it's like string, memory, graphics, and then direct 3D11 are the big ones here that I kind of have not done like a huge pass through yet. Most of the rest is pretty solid. So we will go, let's do the D3D11 one for, actually, graphics is smaller. This interface is a lot smaller. So let's see here. Yeah, so it's just a bunch of like flags, setting and stuff. But I think this is like, when we change to Texture Atlas, we're going to have to make a bunch of modifications to this part of things. Okay, we did that. Okay, and then this is all pretty reasonable stuff. Yeah, so these Q images, that is going to be a problem. As well as these filter modes. Oh, I thought I upgraded PowerShell, maybe not. Oh, right, and then we need to add image back in here. Oh, no, image is in there. Okay, here we go. When I call into these, like, what is going on? Draw image in frame. Oh, because these are just, yeah. Okay, so all right, let's see. Yeah, so it just goes in and then we overlay the image and the text chord after, which is good. That sort of makes sense to me. Yes. Yes. Draw a line in frame. I feel like all these text ones should be at the bottom. Um, Alright, if I uncomment that, will we get host here? Okay. So I have this type is currently not really existing. Oh, but it's up here though, right? What gives? Don't I have? Did I not dump it in here somewhere? Is that's the only spot where that's defined? No, it's right here. See. Font variation. Oh, look at oh, that's really annoying. So those are cyclically defined is the problem. And then all of these we want to move to type the types header. And I think unfortunate. I think that will cause everything to break basically. Yeah, it's yeah, no, not quite. All right, so we just should leave those. somewhere else. Unknown type graphics font variation. So we need this one to be above here. Okay. And then that's good. Okay. Delete image. Now, where do you suppose that's coming from? Right there. In graphics interface. Oh, and now this is cyclical. Okay. Sorry if this is not terribly interesting here today. Yeah. Okay, well, so, alright, so I think we discovered why all of the font stuff was commented out for now. Alright, we will have to revisit that. Alright, so that looks like a giant pain in the butt there. So we'll put that off. Let's go back in here. I think this one is like mostly where we want it to be. Except for, of course, Texture Atlas. Yeah, it's kind of full of these like output debug strings, which is a little annoying. But I'm not gonna waste the time to go get rid of all those right now. Yeah, no, I think this is pretty much set. I don't think there needs to be too much stuff in there right now. Like at some point, you know, we will of course want to we'll want to do a couple of things. We will need to modify this shader layout, or actually no, this will be in like the draw quad creation because we're like the self UV we're passing in. Or actually, I don't know why there are two UVs. I don't remember. So UV and self UV. Yeah. So self UV is just for this circle primitive. Which, like, to be honest, um, we could just totally drop support for that. And, because, I mean, like, conceivably I would use it. Conceivably I could use this, um, to do some, like, little fun non-sprite rendering stuff. No, I could see myself using it. But it's a little silly that yeah, it's a little silly to have two different ones, but I think you just have to have two different ones. Because so this one, this is like this UV is what would matter to our sprite atlas. So somewhere, we're going to have to figure out um, how to do that, and like from my like just like looking around at shit, like you can also just do texture 2D array, right? And then this will kind of do the atlasing for you, and then you just kind of can index into it. But the problem is that all of your sprites in the atlas must be the same size, right? So, um, which I think is not going to be the case, right? Because if you think about, like if you think about like we have like a world here. How do I make my thing black? So you can see it. Yeah, if you think about like this is like a world, and then this is like the players, this little black dot. Um, the relative size is so different here, and if we're pixel arting it too, which we may not pixel art it in the going forward, right? But oh, that's kind of cool. You can make it look like an eyeball. Ooh, eyeball. Um, but like I don't know if pixel art is quite right for something where you have these huge differences in size, because like your pixels are go for like the sun are just going to be gigantic. They're going to be like this. um and like this is not even realistic, this is but it's going to be freaking huge. And so if we sample that at like some gigantic, because like your base sample is going to be everything's going to be designed around probably the player spaceship. But if scale that up like a crazy amount to for one of these planets, then it's just gonna look but ugly. And that's before even we fix like we have all these aliasing and like scanline problems right now. uh like if you look at like the edges of any of these things, like they just look terrible in motion, and they look terrible kind of still too. um they're just like extremely fuzzy, they're not being sampled properly. um because I think someone is getting in the way here somewhere in this stack. Like we have some like filtering on, when maybe for pixel art, for this type of pixel art, you don't want that. And all of this is technically a later consideration. it's I mean it's not really helping us right now to um to do any of that stuff, because we're still, the focus is prototyping gameplay. But being able to load in more than one sprite will help us prototype gameplay, as far as I if by my reckoning. Because like if I send this to people, they're like, why the fuck are there so many dots and they're just different colors? I don't get it. Like that's useless. um Whereas like this one's a spaceship, this one has like your Earth continents on it. This one's got like a crater, so it's a moon. This one's got like a warp gate stuff. Like you can kind of like, okay, all right, I kind of get it. But right now this is like not clear enough to anyone but me. It is my opinion here. So I don't think it's workable. Um, so I mean, for now, I can try the texture 2D array, and I think that's worth dumping some time into if it is if it's going to get us there very fast. Because again, like here are the things that I don't want to do. I don't want to set up something where I'm just like consuming like GPU round trip time, like doing individual textures for individual things. Like that's like the really dumb way. We don't want to do that. Um, yeah, yeah, we don't want to do that. And I don't want to like just spend a whole bunch of time if I don't have uh, to to like do like texture UV generation right now because I just don't think it's a good time investment at the moment when like there are so many other important things to do and yet we're spending our time fucking around refactoring but like you know there are more important things. So yeah, I think that sounds reasonable. Actually, I've talked myself into it. Um, we are going to um, convert everything to texture 2D array. I'm going to remove these bullshit things off there because I don't really know how long it's going to take. Um, Clearly that one is going to be annoying. But yeah, so we're doing this one right now. I think this actually is going to happen a little bit later. Maybe there. Because I just want to rat hole on a couple of these things because they will help us with the parameter tuning. Like, oh my god, I need logging. And I really would like to be able to render like debug shit on screen that's telling me like magnitude of gravity being generated by each of the planets. Hello, Louise Fitness. I'm working on my little game here. This is Escape Velocity. It's a 2D physics puzzle game where you have this little like spaceship that you're able to control. You have like a limited little boost meter for how much you're able to kind of steer it, and you have to work with the gravity of all of like the planets in the solar system to plot like the most efficient course from like the start to this purple circle is like the end point of the level. So you can't really get there just going in a straight line. It's too hard to work against gravity. So you have to work with the gravity and with the energy of all your planets to get to these points. Yeah. So I've been at this for some time. Right now we're in the middle of a big or I'm in the middle of a big refactoring effort because things have just gotten a little crazy in the code base, but the hope is that in a week or so, I want to have this. This is like the level one. I want to have like a good shape of that where you kind of learn the ropes of this movement system. Like you start on this planet, you go jump to like a moon, then the next moon's like a little farther away, and then further, and then eventually it's like, oh, I have to go do like some kind of big gravity like uh like wrap around in order to actually get to the goal because it's so far away. Um, so the complexity from like game dev stuff, it mostly comes from uh, or here it's mostly coming from the fact that there are so many disciplines involved, right? So if you look, these are all like the different areas of the code base is touching. So like to do this like at a very low level from scratch, you have to have some sort of understanding of like how your OS works and is giving you things like the an interface to like your inputs, so like your key events, how it's like creating a window. You need to kind of understand the basics of like how graphics rendering works, like how shaders operates. You can draw stuff on screen. Um, there's a bunch of like linear algebra and stuff involved in that as well. Um, for my game specifically, there's also like a lot of physics involved in collision detection. So this is all like hand rolled physics system and detection solver here. I was computer engineering actually, so I took like one computer graphics class in college. It was pretty fun, but I did spent like just a great deal of time on like embedded stuff and computer architecture, Verilog, like making MLUs and like little fake CPUs and crap. Um, so a lot of this has been kind of like learning on my own. It's been a great deal of fun, and a lot of interesting stuff here. Oh yeah, and then just the like game programming stuff as well. So that's kind of like the big complexity. It's just there's so many different pieces to it. Um, that kind of all trying to manage and understand. Yeah, I was a computer engineering major. Why is this here? Oh, that's for that. Right. But yeah, that's sort of my background. That's the project right now. Yeah, like I said, the goal is to get this first level in like a really nice state. Uh, but the thing that is a problem with it, and that is, I want to make sure is just so, because it's a very physics heavy game, is that all of the parameters of like the masses, um, the like all the forces involved here, like all the distances away from stuff, anything that is like a big like a constant or thing we have to take as axiomatic across the game. I want to make sure that's really nailed down in this first level and feels good, kind of executes on the vision. Because if we start just go generating a bunch of game content with things not feeling quite right, then it makes it much harder to change or and like throw away or tweak things to make them feel better in the future, because we're just building off of so many assumptions that are going to change. So that's the current spot there. Yeah, coding is a super useful skill. Um, Definitely in business, it's very helpful to be able to like just do things on your own, like run like data analytics jobs. Know how to use like SQL. Know how to write like little tiny Python scripts to go into a big database and do stuff. Data visualization was like my first job, so that stuff has like pretty high value to to people. Like they like looking at graphs. People like looking at graphs and looking how awesome or how bad they are. Mostly how awesome they are, and finding stuff from it. So it's really it is quite the handy skill. This is like this coding here is a little bit in the weeds on quite a few places. But yeah. Okay, so where were we? So I was I think the D3 D11 spot was pretty good. So I wanted to look at the memory area now. So I think we want to move that up. Let's see. So right now, like the memory allocation is pretty stupid. I'm mostly just like doing memory arenas, keep allocating stuff, which is no, no, I'm American. Um, this so like we're kind of just dumping or like asking Windows to give us like a giant chunk of memory and then cramming it all in there. All of our like game data, but we also need a way to do a more dynamic allocation that is kind of in our control. Um, so I've got this code base I've been kind of like working on, or I've been going off of here. So I'm trying to figure out like what is a nice way to do that. There. That's exactly what we're looking for. Get temporary allocator. Because we need some place to store like strings and stuff. Anything that's not constant memory size that we know at the start. Okay, that was not quite what we were looking for. So how does this work? I'm from New York, Connecticut originally, and now I'm living in like the Boston area. Oh, here we go. Return initialization allocator. Return temp allocator. Okay. So what does this one do? Oh, nice. Yeah, Westport is a pretty cool place. I went to high school there actually. It is very it's like a very nice area, that part of Connecticut. It's quite the spot. Um, let's see, initialization, allocator proc. So I think what are we doing here? Yeah, this I like. I'm not quite sure how like this stuff works, how this part works, allocator message stuff. Um, yeah. No, I came up here for school, and I've been kind of at it. Never left. Um, let's see. This is like some baloney here. Yeah, LA is. I just have some people up in LA. Went to like uh SpaceX and ABL, or not ABL. No, it is ABL and stuff. Yeah, it's a cool place too. Cool place. Um, all right, I think we're totally smoking dope here on what we're looking at. Um, so, hmm, I think this solution I'm looking at right now is a little over engineered for what I'm trying to do. This is like so this is Charlie's code, and I think he did some more stuff than I'm really trying to do. So he did a bunch of like memory block uh management, um, which is a lot more complicated than just doing like arena management, like I'm doing. So imagine I'm grabbing like a giant box of memory. He's grabbing many small boxes, so that you're a little less wasteful. An Elon Musk fan. He's an interesting character, that Elon Musk. Um, let's see. So so it, yeah, and the thing like so he has like this small spot here. Um, I think I think maybe this is even over engineering too. Of like I don't know. I want to see what happens if I just like try to not be doing any of this stuff. Oh, I think I know why this exists. I think this is all meant to fit in with like how this library is doing allocators. Let me see. Oops. Yeah, this is Sean Barrett's code. It's all, yeah. I don't really know where this convention comes from. Um, but I kind of vote that I don't do it. I kind of vote um I don't really want to do that crap. Uh, actually, I need to look at this one. So we've got, let's see. Oh, no, we have this in here, and then that's going in the memory arena. Blah, blah. This one, yeah, okay, we have all that code pulled in. We have an alloc. Allocator.proc. Allocator.data. So, yeah. Hmm. 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 Alec string. Oh, look, we just have one that does Alec string. but we have to pass in an allocator. Okay, well, let's try to find, let's do like the stupidest copy paste job we can here. Temporary allocator. Because if we look at like the usage, I think we're always doing like a get heap allocator, right? So I assume we can just kind of get by here. All right, so let's try that. Oh, I suppose I already had it. Oh, I certainly did. Okay. Well, when does this get used? I see. D-Alex string. So I guess like I could just be heap allocating that crap too, is what I'm gathering, and like maybe it'll just be okay. Let's see. String. So, all right, so I have like an str thing, right? And that is going to go generate a string out of like whatever crap we put into it. If I look at my client or my application code here, I think it just may just work. So it's worth a shot. So let's see. Is that going to work? No. Let's find like a place where I'm logging somewhere. So I want to find get context. Log warning. I want like a really stupid log that is not doing any formatting. Get context. So let's see here. Return context. I think, yeah, this is getting a, this is for like if you have a multi-threaded thing here. And we don't right now. So context, get context. But like, where is this? Oh, here we go. Void star logger. Where's this logger proc? I'm not quite sure how this does work exactly. Oh, wait, I see. tprint vargs. So I think I can remove this check here. And then maybe I can get rid of this whole thing too. Let's see if that works. Undeclared identifier T per des, which should be coming from where? It's a Windows header. Let's see. There are far too many printing functions coming out of Windows here. All right, I'm gonna have to. I've got like 10 minutes here. This is that's totally not what I'm looking for. Let's find. Let's look it up. So tchar. Okay. Well, all right. Let's find tchar. Does that work? No, does not work. Game 789. T-print S. What is VA-args as well? That I don't quite know. Alright, let's see here. How does this work? Yeah, that's what we just gotta do. Alright, let's see. Function pointer, blah blah blah. Log level. String S. Cast to logger proc and calls it. Did I paste in I pasted in that. But like how exactly does that work? Tprint. Oh, is this like actually just Charlie code here? Oh, it is. I see. Am I missing that? Oh, it's in util right now. Okay. That would, oh, but I have that. How is that not, is this, no. Curiouser and curiouser. Why does it not like that? String expected an expression instead of a type. So it sure does not like that. Because this will go build the thing. So that's count, and then that's data, right? Log info args, yeah. And so it can find it too. Tprint s. Oh, here. Oh, there we go. So we were missing that. So here we go. Here we go. This is what we want. All right, we want. Oh god, we need all this formatting crap too. All right, we get 5 minutes. 5 minutes to go get all this crap in here. Let's see it. Yeah. Oh man, I think I need that whole effing thing too. I think I need this whole file. All right. Yeah, 4 minutes left here. Temp converts null terminate string. All right, so we'll keep those ones. We'll get rid of these ones. Now initialize variable type char star, R value type const char star. Is anything modifying this? I don't think so. Out in. Alright, then we can make that a const 2 then. So it still doesn't like our macro is expanding into some like total junk here. Fuck. anything of that. Why would... Oh, I'm in the wrong place. It may be because I totally mangled that thing. I'm pretty sure it is. God damn it. But, man. But when we create a context, how does that get like a logger? How does that have a function pointer? I don't know. I simply don't know. Alright, we'll do this, and then we will have to be on our merry way here. Ah, oh, there we go. Found it. My logger. Okay, so how the hell do we do that? Custom logger. Wait, what? Oh, interesting. This is how you can double it. Okay, so, I mean, I'm just gonna, like, null pointer that. We'll see if that works. No, still doesn't fucking like it. Alright, come on. We gotta... Like, we're like out of time here. Yeah, I did that. Oh, is it? Someone doesn't like this. Someone's inserting this generic crap, and it's right here because it's not. I don't know why it's getting to the generic case because it should be a string. Oh, but now it's not. Oh, fuck me. Alright, I think I kind of know what's going on. We need to stop, though. Mid logging refactor fix generic macro expansion around. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching and listening. I hope that was entertaining, educational, fascinating as always. And if you would like to join me once again, I will be back again tomorrow, and mostly every weekday. We work on this, crank a little bit through. Hopefully, someday in the next 30 years, we'll have a nice